Hello there and welcome to today's video. We are going to be making these adorable crochet Easter eggs. I love these eggs because you can open them and fill them with treats to put in baskets or to go on a egg hunt. They are reusable, you can reuse them year after year, and of course they are crochet, our favorite hobby. Today I'm going to be working with Shine Worsted, and this is by Knit Picks and WeCrochet. WeCrochet is the new sister site of Knit Picks that really caters to us crocheters. They have yarns, they have hooks, and they have really fun crochet swag. Shine Worsted is a beautiful cotton. It's 60% cotton and 40% beechwood, which gives it like this gorgeous silky sheen. I love using this kind of cotton. So that's what I'm using today. This Shine actually comes in sport weight as well, so if you're wanting to make something a little bit smaller. But today I'm going to be working with the worsted weight. I'm also going to be working with an F hook. The hook is a suggestion. You just want to make sure you're using a hook that allows you to have really tight stitches. You want the eggs to be as stiff as you possibly can. So grab your supplies and let's get going. Okay, so for this tutorial, I'm going to be using Reef and Blush. I love this Reef color. It's a gorgeous, beachy, oceany color, and I love it. I use it a lot. And I had some left over from other projects, and so I'm going to be using the rest of this. Okay, so we're going to be working this egg from the top down. So the top kind of less round top down to the rounder bottom. And we're going to begin with a magic ring. This makes it so we can have a nice closed top without the big hole. And then you're going to single crochet 8 into the ring. Okay, so there's my 8. So I'm going to pull that tail, and that closes it up so that I have this really beautiful beginning circle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Apparently I only did 7. I would like to always count after each row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you're going to join. I really recommend joining and not working in continuous rounds because we're going to be stopping to create the opening and then continuing again. And I think that doing it in continuous rounds will cause it to be kind of lopsided. So I definitely recommend joining. You will have a seam, but I just think that it works a lot better. So we have our 8 into the ring, so you're going to chain 1. Okay, so we're going to work a single crochet in the same stitch. Then we're going to work an increase in the next stitch. And then you're going to work that 3 more times for a total of 4 times. So in single crochet in the next stitch, increase in the next stitch. And then increase in that next stitch, the very last one. And when you're joining, don't confuse that the join from the previous round is the last stitch. You're going to have the join and then the beginning chain. Those will not be worked into. So from here you have the join from the previous round, the chain 1 from the same round, and then you're going to join the top of the first single crochet. And that's round 2. And then you can tug that if that is starting to kind of open on you. Okay, number 3, we're going to chain 1, single crochet in the next 3 stitches. And then work an increase in the next stitch. And then you're going to repeat that 2 more times. So single crochet in the next 3 stitches, followed by the increase. And And then you're going to join with the first single crochet of the round. It gets a little bit hard when you're working with smaller hooks with bigger yarn. It kind of likes to slip off the hook a little bit. Okay, starting round 4, we're going to single crochet in the next 4 single crochet stitches. And then work an increase in the following stitch. And we're going to do that 3 total times, so 2 more after this. Single crochet, see there it goes again. Single crochet in the next 4. Followed by the increase, work 2 in the next stitch, and then 1 more time. And make sure you got that increase in the last stitch, and then join. Okay, the next stitch we're going to start by working a single crochet in the first 2 stitches, followed by the increase. Then you're going to single crochet in the next 5 stitches, followed by the increase. Work that again. And then you should have 3 remaining stitches, and you're going to work a single crochet in each. And then join with the slip stitch. So we're starting to kind of look like the top of an egg. For round 6, you're going to work a single crochet in each stitch around. Okay, and then you're going to join, and that brings our stitch count to 21 stitches for this round. And then moving on to round 7, we're going to single crochet in the next 6 stitches. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then work the increase by working 2 single crochet into the next stitch. And then you're going to repeat that 2 more times. So work a single crochet in the next 6 stitches. Followed by the increase. And then 1 more time. And then an increase in that last stitch. Then you're going to join with the first single crochet. Okay, moving on to round 8. We're going to single crochet in the next 4 stitches. Work an increase in the following stitch by working 2 single crochet. Then we're going to work a single crochet in the next 7 stitches. And then work an increase in the next stitch. Then work that 1 more time, single crochet in the next 7 stitches. Then single crochet 2 into the next stitch for your increase, and then you're going to single crochet in the last 3 stitches. and then join. Okay, so that's the top. We're going to create the last round, which creates the little flap that you can attach the Velcro with later. So because we've joined, and when you're working a slip stitch, you're not creating any height. And so we're going to work in the next stitch, not the same stitch as we're working in right now. Normally you would chain one, work a single crochet into the same stitch. We will not be doing that in this round because you're working slip stitches, but in order to not lose any stitches, we're gonna work our last stitch in the round. So make sure you count your stitches if this is confusing. You just wanna make sure that you have 27 stitches to work in for the following round. So we're gonna slip stitch 12. So again, we're starting in the next stitch. So we're gonna work 12. So we've done 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so we've worked in that stitch. We're going to skip that stitch and work 5 double crochet into the next stitch. This is the little flap that allows you to connect the two edges, the two ends. Okay, so it's basically a shell. So we're working one shell. We're going to skip the next stitch, and starting in the next stitch, we're going to slip stitch 12 more times. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and you can see the 11th stitch was our last stitch. So we're going to work it like right under the join for that last 12th slip stitch. And then from here, we're going to cut our yarn and tie off. Okay, so I'm going to cut my yarn, leave a little bit so you can weave in your ends. And then because you slip stitched, you can't really just like tie it over because then it's like wrapped around the edge. So you want to pull, keeping the loop on your hook, you want to pull this end through, and then that's how you're going to weave in your end with a needle. So for now, I'm just going to put it on my darning needle. And then put it through the loop. And then back in. And then I'm gonna weave that in better later, but that gets it out of the way so that it doesn't become undone. Okay, so now you're gonna grab your second color. Okay, so we are going to be working in the top 2 loops of round 9, which is these single crochets. So these are the slip stitches. These stitches on top are the top 2 loops for these. So single crochet loops are slightly off center to the right. So you're gonna join right there, and we're gonna work another round. Oh, gonna be a little difficult. Okay, we're gonna be working another round of slip stitches. So you're gonna pull one through, and then beginning in the next round, or sorry, the next stitch is where you're gonna start. So we're not gonna be chaining one and single crocheting in the same stitch. We're gonna be slip stitching. So we joined it in the 2 loops of this first stitch from round 9, and then we're gonna work 7 slip stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now we're going to create the opening. So we're going to chain 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I'll leave that on your hook so it doesn't get twisted. And now we're going to count these bottom stitches. It's too difficult to really count this, so I'm going to have you count the stitches from round 9. So we worked into that one. So count 13. 1, 2, 3, and remember you're counting the single crochets. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So this 14th stitch is the one we're going to be working into. And remember the loops on top are slightly to the right. So you're going to put your hook right in there. And then you're going to work a slip stitch to join the chain, like so. And then that counts as one slip stitch. We're going to slip stitch 6 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, that's the last stitch of the round, so we're going to work into the join for that last one. So that's 7 total. And now, since we're ending the round and we're going to be working more rounds on top of this, we're going to go under the first slip stitch and join. So don't confuse the join as one of the slip stitches. So it's very important for you to count your stitches on the next round. That's the join, that's the last single crochet or the last slip stitch. So you can see that this part is slightly smaller. That is by design so that this can close. If this one is big and loose, then it makes it really hard to close it. So it's going to be slightly smaller than the top. Okay, so on this round, we're going to be working through the slip stitches and through the front loop of the chains. So you're going to simply work a single crochet in each stitch around. You're going to make sure you're working in the slip stitch and you're going to start in the same stitch as the chain. So it's a little bit tight to get your hook in there, but make sure you're getting it under both loops of the slip stitches. Okay, so once you get to the chain, you want to make sure you're working in that front loop only. Okay, then we're back to working in the slip stitches, the pink slip stitches. Okay, so again, you have that last slip stitch, which was actually the join, not an actual stitch. I highly recommend that you pause and make sure you count all the stitches you have. You should have 25. Like again, I said it's going to be slightly smaller than the bottom so that it comes together nicer. So count your stitches, make sure you have 25, join, and then work 2 more rounds of single crochet in each stitch around. Okay, so that completes round 14. So 12, 13, and 14, you're just working a single crochet in each stitch. So 15, we're going to start decreasing. So start with the chain 1, single crochet into the same stitch, single crochet into the next 4 stitches, and then work a single crochet decrease. And then you're going to work that 4 more times. So you're going to work a single crochet in the next 4 stitches, followed by the decrease. and then you're going to join with the first single crochet of the round. Okay, so I suggest that you pause the video and weave in a couple of your ends. It's a little bit hard once you get the entire egg closed. I'm going to just keep going, but if you'd like to take this opportunity to weave in all of your ends before you go, so you don't have to like flip your egg inside out to get everything weaved in. Okay, so we're going to move on to round 16, which is working a single crochet in each stitch around. Okay, and then we're going to join with the first stitch of the round. Okay, moving on to round 17, we're going to work a single crochet in the next stitch, and then follow that with a decrease. Then you're going to alternate single crochets and decreases for the remainder of the round. So single crochet in the next stitch, decrease across the next 2 stitches, single crochet in the next stitch. Make sure when you're working those decreases that you keep it as tight as you possibly can so that you have the least amount of holes there. And then keeping that super tight, we're going to join with a slip stitch. Starting to look like an egg. And then our very last round, we'll be working a decrease around the entire row. So again, do what you can to make sure that those stitches are super tight. And you can see that it kind of results in the yarn coming off the hook. So keep it super tight with your tension and work those single crochets, keeping your hook as close to your project as you can so you don't get any slack on those stitches that you're working. Okay, so that just leaves us with that one small hole. You should have worked 7 decreases, so you have a 7-stitch hole. So from here we're going to clip it, leave kind of a longer end so you can sew up that end, and pull the yarn through. Okay, and to close this end, you're going to need your needle. Okay, now doing your best to not stretch out your egg. You don't want to cause any problems to the shape, but get your needle on your side. And then you're going to weave in and out of each stitch around. You want to make sure that you're getting your hook under, or sorry, your needle under both loops of each stitch. So you're just going to go in and out, around the 2 loops of the stitches of the last row. And it looks best if you catch both loops. Okay, and I'm back to where I'm at. So now all you do is pull that string so that it brings it together, and this is not going to look as nice as this. I'm wishing I can find a way to make it look beautiful like that. So it's not going to be as pretty, but that's why I put it on the bottom. And then from here, you want to just weave your end in. I just like to go, whoa, I just like to go up and down a few times across the whole. Try to make it as neat as you can, because this is what's holding it together. Okay, I would do it a little bit more on your own project, but I'm going to be done for this one. So once you feel like you're very good, feel like it's nice and secure, you can cut your end. And now we are going to attach the Velcro. Okay, so what you need is these sticky back Velcro ovals, and this one is specifically for fabrics. I highly recommend getting either the sew-on or the ones that are specifically for fabrics, because they have a very sticky, permanent glue on the back of them made for fabrics, and so they work really well for this project. And cutting them in half, it works absolutely perfect as well. It's the absolute perfect size. So I recommend putting the hook side on the bottom. And the reason that I recommend that is I'm sure that this is going to touch other places, and if it makes the egg matted, then it will be matted on the inside, as opposed to if this were the side, then it would make this kind of all gnarly if it accidentally touches to the side. So peel it off, and you can see, touch it. Ooh, it's so sticky. You just want to barely touch it. Find the middle. Kind of get your egg shaped so that it's in the middle. Okay, that looks pretty darn good right there. So make sure it's in the right space, right place, right in the middle, and then you want to press. Make sure that that glue gets worked in to all the fibers so that it will be nice and permanent. And then you'll take the softer side and then put it right on the shell that you made. Make sure you press it super firm so that you have a permanent hold. And then that is it. You stick it and it stays stuck. Fill it with all sorts of treats for Easter. Hide these all over your yard, and enjoy your Easter egg hunt with these super cute crochet Easter eggs.